because I think we're vibing right now. You feel
Yeah,
me? You're talking that shit.
yeah.
I'm Jay Barlow, and I'm with
Jessica Krex.
And we're back in bed, business. Episode 4. Ooh! We ain't talking that shit. Now, what we were just discussing, matter of fact, speaking of discussing, why don't y'all go back and watch episode 3 and discuss that fire that was in there?
It really was.
We was dropping some knowledge for you fellas in particular, because some of y'all are lacking. It's a new day.
Just giving you from a woman's perspective on how to handle it.
Exactly. And this is the perfect time to listen to it, because we're in quarantine, and some of y'all need games, so get some of that free game.
For the good men out there that, like, sometimes struggle on the things of, like, how to, I guess, figure out a woman. That's kind of like part of it.
You speaking for the good man. I'm speaking
I really
for
am.
the niggas.
No, I don't really want to talk to them.
Well, we can go ahead and stop episode 4 here. No, but we were getting into expectations versus reality, and especially when it comes to these relationships, because a lot of us men and women do ask for things that we are not in range for. And again, you have to be realistic about what you want. Again, set goals, want more. But be realistic with where you are in your life and where you're going. Mm-hmm. And where some of y'all are at is asking questions that you don't really want the answer to. So while we talking about this phone situation, I really want to know, why do women feel the need to go through your phone? Because even if I'm being honest, you still going to go through my shit.
True, but I
what
can't.
You mean,
Hold on. I can't really relate because I don't want to have a reason to go through your phone. Like, I feel like if I have to have a reason, then there's no reason to be with you. If you get what I'm saying. But at the same time, I don't need you being shady with it. Like, all right, if somebody were to text you, I want you to be able to say, "Oh, babe, can you check my phone?" Instead of, "Nah, I'll get it when I get out the shower," or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying?
No.
What do you mean, no?
I don't do these things.
Oh, well, then it's kind of hard to ask your perspective.
No, I'm playing. No, okay. So you're saying you getting out the shower and you want me to check your phone, or you want to check mine?
Well, I mean, it depends. All right, so like, let's say that like you got a girl, right? Mm-hmm. And she's staying over your house, and like, you're in the shower, and she yells into you, and she's just like, "Babe, your phone's ringing." What are you gonna say? Like, how would you answer that?
Who is it?
Okay, and then if she tells you who it is, what are you going to say after that?
Okay, who's the person calling? Is it a family member? Is it the homie?
What if it's either?
If it's family member, depending on where we're at, I won't tell you to answer it. But if it's the homie, most likely, if you've met them...
Okay.
Even if you haven't,
but
I might tell you to answer.
That right
even if
there,
you haven't
I
met
can
them,
respect.
Even if you haven't met them, I'd probably tell you to answer it and just say, "Oh, I'm sorry, he'll call you back in a minute," or whatever. Mm-hmm. Chances are, if I'm not in the mood to talk to you, I probably won't call you back. But if you're homeless, you know that about me anyways.
True, but that's what I'm saying. That I can respect a man to be able to like be comfortable enough to tell your girl like, "Okay, you can answer my phone," instead of it just being like, "Nah, I'll get it when I get out." You know what I'm saying? Or like are some cases where men will get in the shower and then their phone is nowhere to be found. Like, you cannot find that bitch.
Now I will say this. I'm also the type of person that will have music playing so that I can hear.
I mean, yeah.
So if you feel that way, then we're going to address that long before we get into a relationship. Because I do like having music playing. Is it going to be in the bathroom with me? Sometimes, because I do like the manual to control what I'm saying. So I had a sound bar playing. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
But at that point in the you already know, before we even got into a relationship, you knew that. You seen these habits, which leads me to giving it up before we dating.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Okay. Now, when you say dating, do you mean like on the talking format, or you mean in a relationship, like y'all are like together, like y'all got a date and everything?
As Kenny would say, we just talking, but I'm not just talking to you. For me, what that means is I'm talking to you.
Oh, so Kenny's on that type of, I'm talking to you, but I'm talking to other people type thing.
You see what I'm
saying? Okay.
So we're gonna lean into that on the next one.
I got something
you hear
for
that,
Kenny.
Kenny? We're coming for your head.
That's it, Kenny.
Yeah.
That's it.
But now, if I'm talking to you, if I'm dealing with you, you can answer my phone. I have no problem with that. Mm-hmm. I don't like people snooping through my things, though.
Okay, that I can agree with. Yeah.
Even though we're like that, to me is problematic, because why are we even together if I can't trust you enough? Mm-hmm. Again, if you ask me something, I will answer honestly. Mm-hmm. If you just going through my shit just to go through my shit, then I have a problem with that because I'm not doing that with you.
I
because
agree.
If I feel like I can't, then we aren't even talking.
Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier. Like, if I feel like I have to go through your phone, at that point, there's no point for me to even talk to you. But I gotta know that, like, if it's an option that, like, something comes up where I can get into your phone, you don't have a problem with it. Like, you're not tripping about it. You get what I'm saying?
But them the people, see, you got to be careful about that. Because there's some people be like, oh, yeah, go through. Because they definitely hiding something. It's just not in plain sight. So you got to be careful of some of these people. But again, that's why I say I'm not dealing with somebody that's not a friend or on that best friend level. Now, when I said this to you before, you said you women feel like y'all are on the list. That ain't got nothing to do with it. It depends on how I'm vibing with you. I could be cool with somebody for 15 years and they be attractive and I don't have any real attraction to them because I know them.
But do you men honestly keep a list?
No. Who told you that?
I was just curious. I've just always been curious from a woman's perspective.
I don't. Now, I might find you attractive, and that's realistically, if you keep it 100, that's how I've become friends with a lot of women I'm, friends with.
From putting them on a list?
No.
Oh, okay. I was just like, wait, hold on
We're going to get to this list. We're going to get to this list. But
okay.
What I'm saying is, most of the female friends that I have, I found you attractive.
Okay.
So I approached you, and it may not have led there. I may have gotten to know you a little bit better, and it's like, no. I might, then I claim it as a sister.
I get that. I feel like that's on everybody's perspective, though. I mean, like...
It's not. It's some dudes that got an agenda like, okay, wait till I'm done with this girl and all that. But I'm the same person that's also like, I have a respect and boundaries. Even if I'm not talking to somebody, I don't have female friends calling me past 10. My closest female friends know. Don't call me past 10 o'clock at night.
Okay.
These are custom homie hours.
Okay.
We're not fucking, we're not dating, we're not family. We don't really, now, if something urgent has come up,
okay,
all my friends, you already know what it is. Hit me up. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
But if it's not something serious, you know what I mean? Even if it's just like something dumbass funny, you can text it to me. But in terms of a phone call, I might be with my girl or something like that. But again, that's been established. True. Boundaries have to be set way before the band.
In the very beginning. In the very beginning.
Again, when you hit me up, it's about business. Business for me is entirely different. If we're talking about recording a podcast, we come up with ideas, or whatever the case might be, then hit me up whenever. You see what I'm saying? But again, these boundaries have been set. You and maybe 2 other girls might hit me up after 10 o'clock. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But in terms of, and there's homies that, I don't get to see all the time, then they might hit me up after 10 o'clock. But for the most part, 90% of my friends don't hit me up after 10 p.m. Okay. Snapchatting is one thing. You Instagram messaging me, you texting me, that's one thing. But in terms of an actual phone call, if we're not doing business, if it ain't something urgent, we don't need to be, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but I communicate these things in the talking stage. Again.
Yeah, for sure.
You're going to know my friends before we even start dating. Or at least you're going to know some of them.
That's a good thing, though. That's a good thing.
So, I'm also, but it depends on the guy. I'm a guy who has a code. There's certain things I'm just not going to do. And there's certain things that you got to understand that, if I travel a lot. Not right now with the shit going on. But if I'm traveling, you have to be able to trust me enough to say, oh, he's not doing this and that. And that's why I got into you guys with the break thing. If I'm on a break with you, that does not mean my loyalty to you has changed whatsoever. The title has changed, but I'm not fucking with none of these other girls. I'm not dealing with none of that. You see what I'm saying? Now you're smiling, you're giggling, because I didn't give you some perspective now.
No, you didn't.
Yo,
I'm actually smiling and laughing because I feel like that subject right there is for a whole nother podcast, because we got into it the last time we had a conversation about these taking breaks.
But again, would I do that now? No. Also, I'm almost on a different space. I'm a little bit older. You know what I'm saying? So things for me have changed. If I had known what it was going to lead to, would I have taken a break still? Absolutely. Because now I've seen your true colors. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's a growth process, it's a development process. Would I take a break now? No, because I know what that leads to and I understand most people's perception of that.
Yeah, I mean, especially because if you're trying to build something with somebody and you know that, like, all right, later on, like, you take a break and this is how it's going to end, nah. Like,
again, but I'm also in a different point in my life. At that point, I did need a break. At this point, if I'm talking to you, I'm just talking to you. We're working towards something greater. Now, would I also do a long distance again? You're going to have to be real special to me.
Okay, see, about the long distance thing, because obviously I've been through that, I don't have a problem with long distance. Now, it was funny when I was listening to your and Kenny's and Kevin's podcast.
Y'all feel me.
Because they were talking about the, like, you know, not being away for, like, more than 2 weeks type thing. Mm-hmm. I went months without seeing mine.
That's what I'm saying.
Months.
Mm-hmm.
And I was able to do it. And our relationship actually didn't end based off of the long distance. It was towards, like, us growing apart. We literally grew apart, and then he got disrespectful to a point where it's just like, I know my worth is I gotta go. So, it had nothing to do with the long distance. Do I like it? No, it was hard as hell. Because basically, like y'all were saying, especially, like, the physical, like, if you need them there, especially if you're going through something hard, or you need them sexually or something like that, that stuff is hard. That stuff is hard.
I'm pretty sure I need to go to an AA group for sex, because, like... I need that. You see what I'm saying? But
I'm just saying, at the end of the day, I would prefer you to be here. But I mean, if it was work related, or if it was school related again, I could do it. But I just need to know that we're on the same page, because I'm not going through another 2-3 years like that.
Now, I will say this: if we are on the same page in agreement with the long distance, because. If I can't be in long distance, if I said, you know, I want to marry this person or whatever, you have to be willing to do long distance, because, and not saying that's going to be a relationship, but my mindset right now is getting this bag. It's building this brand.
So if you gotta go, you gotta go, and they gotta be able to be like, you know.
And I don't want a woman that's going to be able to just pick up and go all the time. I need you to have a life too. That's why I need you to have friends, something. You get what I'm saying? I need you to be on your
Which
mind.
Actually, that's a good subject that I would like to talk about. It's like having the life outside of, you know, the other person.
I think you appreciate each other's time more.
You really do, because if you don't give yourself space, first off, at night when you're laying down, you don't have shit to talk about. Because if y'all are always up each other's ass, you know what you're doing. So you can't lay there and actually have like a conversation and be like, hey babe, like, how was your day today? And then her being able to, or him being able to express the stresses of work or something, you know, like just that release or whatever. Or like, all right, if he's just like, all right, you know what, I want to go out and have like a night with my boys or something like that. Why is that such a problem? That's not, you know, to me, I want you to be able to go out, because I also need time for me. Like you said, not even just necessarily like y'all need space to miss each other, but it's more so to get yourself together too.
Exactly.
If you're always focused on a person.
Which was the purpose of the break, was to get myself together. Now I'm in a better place where it's like, oh, you know, and some people might, you know, see conflict with that, but I'm healthier now. Spiritually, I'm in the best place I've ever been in my life. I feel, and again, like I said, you know, her being an hour behind or in a different literal time zone, you know, that was affecting my sleep. I'm much more rested now. I'm much more focused. I'm back on my shit. I'm back on my purpose and my grind. I'm after getting this bag. You see what I'm saying? I'm doing 2 podcasts, whereas before I was just doing the school thing.
Yeah.
I got the little certification for the school thing. I'm doing the 2 podcasts, and I'm on my way up. So that break at that time was needed. What I need it now? Most likely not. I don't see why I would need it at this point. But that was, you know, however long ago. I was in a completely different mental, spiritual, emotional space. You see what I'm saying? So if I can't grow with you and say that this is the person I want to be with, this is the person I want to talk to, and that kind of leads me to this next point of what are the top 5 things that you absolutely need in a relationship? Because I kind of did this with Kevin and Kenny, and because there were some technical difficulties, things kind of got screwed up.
But I wish I could have heard. I wish I could have heard.
We're going to get into it when we get them on here.
Okay. My top 5, I would have to say, like, my number 1 thing, like, honestly, is I'm a very affectionate person. So I really need you to be, like, I need you to be okay with the fact that I'm affectionate. I'm not necessarily saying it's required from you, but I need you to be okay with the fact that I am. So, like, if I just want to randomly kiss you, or if I want to hold your hand out in public, or, you know, like, whatever the case may be, like, I'm a very touchy person. I'm also very expressive. So, like, if I love you, you're going to hear I love you on multiple occasions throughout the day. Like, I mean, like, up to 1,000 times during the day. Like, even if I just randomly text you, I'll be like, I love you. Like, I just want you to know all the time, like, I love you. Like, that type thing. So, to me, that's a huge thing. Like, I guess that kind of mixes with intimacy, too. Or would you say that's, like, separate? Because, like, I don't know. Because to me, intimacy could be the same thing.
That's mental. That's not the physical aspect of it.
Okay. Well, then I would say another thing is intimacy. Like, I need to
So
be,
that's your number
we
two.
need to, yeah, we would have to have, I need to know that we can have deep conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because I love to explore the many different spectrums of my brain and then pick apart yours
Okay.
to understand yours. I've told this to the person that I'm talking to that, like, I want to know his story.
Mm-hmm.
See, when I'm interested in somebody, I want to know your story. I want to know what makes you you, what you've been through to have you think and feel the way that you do about certain things. Like,
Right.
I love to pick apart that thing. I want to know. But see, I'm not that female that picks apart that stuff and use it as ammo.
Mm-hmm.
I use it to help you build from it.
Right.
Like, I want to build you up from it, like what you've been through. So that would have to be number 2. Number 3, and you said this is based off of like what I needed in a
Your top five.
relationship.
What does Jess need?
Jess needs in a relationship. Okay. I need support. I can't fathom that enough, only because I've been through so many situations where they didn't take the time to understand me, so they didn't support me in a lot of things that I wanted to do. Or they would tell me like, oh no, like, you're not going to be able to do that. That's too much for you, because they didn't understand me. Take the time to get to know me, because there's so much more to me than I show on the outside. I show a lot on the outside, but my inner
It's much deeper.
so, oh
It's much
my,
deeper.
yes,
Your
it is
roots are-
so
yeah.
much more. Also, I need sensitivity. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Number 4 is sensitivity.
I cannot stand one of those men that are like extremely masculine all the time. You know, they gotta mask their feelings. Like, they can't, say that they love you or say that they miss you all the time, or, let them know that, like, you upset them in some type of way. I need you to be in tune with your emotions too, because I need you to just be straightforward with me. If you don't like something, let me know. Don't let that shit build up and then you just pop off on me or something. No, I can't do that. I cannot.
So that's number 5.
So number 5, wow, I don't know, because to me it's mostly just about the mental and the emotional, but I guess it would have to be the spontaneous.
Spontaneity. Okay.
Yes, for
That's
sure.
for sure,
And only
man.
because of the fact that, like, I am a very goofy and fun person,
Mm-hmm.
but I would like for just, like, sometimes where, like, him just to be able to, like, just take charge and basically saying, like, okay, we're gonna do this.
Okay.
Like, just be like, we're gonna do this today. No exceptions. Like, it's just gonna be me and you. This is what we're doing type thing. Like, or just randomly, like, me personally, I hate flowers. I hate flowers because they die. I feel like they're a waste of money. That's just how I operate.
It made me think of a question. We're going to do off here, though.
Okay. But so if you just randomly show up
we're
with
not
some
even
fake
on air.
flowers,
Yeah.
I'm
Poinsettia.
cool.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm cool with that. Give me some fake flowers and just randomly show up to the house one day. Or, like, if you know that I'm upset, like, if you know, like, it goes back to the paying attention, though, because it's just like, all right, if you know that I'm stressed out one day and you notice it, but then one day we could just be sitting in the house doing nothing, and then you just turn on some New Edition, because I'm a huge fan of New Edition. You turn on some New Edition and ask me to get up and, like, dance with you or some shit like that. That stuff right there, yeah. That's a huge thing for me.
I dig it.
Huge thing. So I would have to say those are like my 5.
My top 5, it could change in any given moment. I ain't gonna hold you.
It really could, though. That's why I said it's just kind of hard, because for me it's just mostly about the emotional connection, the mental connection, the support, and your sensitivity, basically.
But see, you saying 5, but I tie some of those things in together.
That's what I'm saying. So it's kind of hard to pinpoint like 5 different ones.
I would have to literally have like a paper. For me, the communication. That's on.
Oh, I should have said that.
That's my number 1. But I feel like that was clearly, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, that kind of when I was saying, like, oh, you need to be sensitive type of thing.
Yeah,
because I was
that's the
saying, like, I
compassion
need you to
part.
know. Yeah. Because,
So-
I mean, but you got to think. It's a lot deeper than just communication.
Mm-hmm.
It's the comprehension. It's the comprehension, bro.
Talk that
You
talk.
could seriously sit here and, like, talk somebody's ear off.
Mm-hmm.
But if they're not comprehending...
It don't mean nothing.
No, it don't.
No.
But you're sitting here explaining. But
And you know what? I'm glad so that's going to all fit into the first point.
Okay.
So comprehend. I don't want somebody like I have to be able to want to talk to you just cause.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like,
that means a lot.
Like this type of shit here, like we just in the car talking, chilling. But I need that. I need to be able to sit with you, look in your eyes, talk our shit, joke, laugh, and be deep with each other. You see what I'm saying? So
yes. Like, I don't want to feel like we always have to do something. Like, I want to be able to we could just be sitting here.
Just sit and talk.
And just talk.
And that's it.
Talking is so important.
And that shit is relaxing, it's chill. You guys can have a good time.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
you could figure out a lot about somebody like that too.
And y'all could
be 5 years deep, but the fact that y'all sit and have conversations, you're learning about that person more than somebody who's just out here just dating.
Exactly. And that leads me into the next point of while the communication has to be great on all levels, emotionally, spiritually, you know what I'm saying? Like, the next part is, I'd have to say, because I want to tie the mental into that. But I would say the mental aspect of the relationship got to be number 2.
Okay.
There are going to be days where I invest so much into somebody else or, my friends and my family. I need you to be that rock for me. Whenever I'm lacking, wherever I feel like being lazy, I need you to be building me the fuck
Women,
up. Please
understand something. These men also have feelings too.
Exactly.
They're human as well. They have their days where they can't be alpha. You got to step up. And if you can't step up, you're not capable of holding basically a strong man, a mentally capable man, like a boss man. Like you're not in that position to even be with him at that point because you're not there enough to take care of him if it comes down to it. Exactly. I can't stand females that do that nonsense. Like, you got to be on your P's and Q's with them pretty much all the time. And then the moment you crash, then she crashed, and it's just like, no.
It's good to have people just check up on you. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
So I said the mental. So we'll say like the communication is number 1, and that's also part of communication. But I'll say you need to be like a foundational piece for me.
Oh,
you see what I'm saying? So that's like you need to be.
See, your word choice is on point.
I'm trying to, I'm saying, I'm trying to clean it up. You know what I mean? But for real though, I need you to be a foundational piece. I need you to be. I need to be able to rely on you just as much as you can rely on me. So foundation/reliability. Number 3, the sex got to be there.
Okay.
And
see, that's not in my top 5 only because, like, I'd rather connect with somebody more emotionally and mentally before any of that. But yeah,
that's why that's number 3. It's not before those things.
I got you, but that's why it's not 24. My 5. I got
this thing ain't gonna work, but for so long.
Okay.
So come get this work.
Okay.
Okay. But
I got
you. Just because I say the sex is number 3, that doesn't mean we just fucking all the time.
Oh yeah, no.
That does mean that I want to show physical affection towards you. It means that I want to do sweet romantic acts towards you. You know what I'm saying? And that don't mean you not an alpha, fellas. You can do sweet shit for your lady, fellas, and be an alpha male. So don't get it twisted. Down. So yeah, I would say the sex needs number 3. That needs to be present because even when I'm 60, 70, 80, blue pills. You know what I'm saying? Shoot that thing up. I'm gonna get them cobwebs off your shoulder. They not even finna be there,
Oh my God.
I want to be that old couple that's like the grandkids, like, oh, y'all nasty. Yup. How y'all get here?
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? I want to be, at the point when it comes time for me to grandkids, I want them to see healthy physical examples of what married couples will be like. Because I grew up in a family where it's like, yeah, they might be on this, but that it's kind of seemed forced. I want my grandkids to be laughing at that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, they over there about to... Yup. Take your grandma in the back real quick. But I want physical, mental, emotional... I want all of those examples to be on display. There's nothing wrong with parents being physically appealed to each other or showing that physical... You know what I'm saying? Like, that. Yeah. I think that's a part of how kids grow up. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's an example you want to set for your kids. So I would say the communication got to be there. You got to be my foundation. You got to be reliable. The sexual appeal, I guess you could say, or something of that sort. Number 4, I'm not communicating with somebody I don't trust. Number 4 has to be growth. If I'm not growing you, we don't even spend time with each other. I need, just as much as I'm gonna build you up, I need you to build me up, which means not just in the physical, emotional, all that, but we need to be working on doing something together. Yeah. That's not saying we have to be in the same field.
The motivation has to be there for
exactly.
sure.
Because there are days when I'm going to lack it. And I need you to have, and you know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. You got to be able to give in the same thing that you're wanting. It has to be. What I'm saying?
So I say, you know what? Number 4 is reciprocity.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, again, where I'm lacking at 100%, I need you to be my 110.
Yes.
You know, so
And it's like that
I need to be able to
sometimes.
feed off of you.
Yeah.
So, I would say that'd be number 4. I guess you say reciprocity or whatever, but that'd be number 4. Number 5, I need you to be the difference in my life. You see what I'm saying? So where I lack, and again, it goes back to the reciprocity, they kind of feed off of each other, but I need you to be the difference. So if I'm struggling spiritually, if I'm struggling mentally, I'm struggling emotionally, don't dip on me. I need you to say, okay, and I don't mind a woman calling me out on her shit, on my shit. You see what I'm saying? 'Cause I'm going to fuck up.
Okay.
I'm going to say stuff. So I don't want no woman that's not going to be able to call me out. I don't want no woman that's not going to be like, you know, you didn't handle that as well as you could. You need to go back and apologize, or you need to go back and say this, this, and this. And I need you to do that in a healthy way and not breaking me down. You can break down the situation, but not break the man down. And I don't think a lot of women do that now.
Yeah,
and I spoke with a black female about this in my family. She's like, where a lot of men this black end up dating interracially is because, you know, and I told her this, you know, I've dated out interracially because the women that I've dated interracially, they do more for me mentally, emotionally. Like, they build me up more than a black woman would. So I want you to build me up, and that's not the case for everybody. Everybody has their agenda, and I might be more attracted to white women now, but what I'm saying is build me up. Don't turn me down. Again, just like I need you to be there for me in communication and in the sexual aspect, I need you to be I need you to be my other half. I need you to be the difference in my life.
Oh, so you believe in that? Oh, that's
and what you mean?
The other half thing.
Absolutely.
I don't
want you to be. I don't want no. And when I say best friends, I feel like a best friend is an extension of your soulmate, if not your soulmate. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
So
yes, the whole like being friends before a relationship is huge.
Absolutely.
And I had to learn that the hard way. But being friends before actually stepping, cause see, your best friend you tell everything to. So you know
it's
you got your
different level.
Yeah. So you got your communication already there. You come they're like you said, they're your foundation basically. You know, like the moment you're down and you can rely on that best friend. Like, so everything that you're saying basically goes back to
it's all interchangeable. They work off of each other.
Yes.
So that's how I look at things. And, you know, again, they might change tomorrow, but for the most part, with me thinking clearly and things like that, that would be.
Yeah, I mean, because you know you're constantly changing for sure.
Absolutely. So tomorrow I'd be like 9 a.m. kind of chilly down here. I might need me a little. Who up?
Okay. I know. Okay.
Sex might be number 1. Communication might be number 5. Might be number 8.
Yeah, I got you. Okay.
So, but nah, I mean, on a real though, like, that's what I'm looking for. I want a woman that's gonna help me bring out my creativity.
Oh yeah.
And not hinder it. But again, all those pieces feed off of each other. Without one, you cannot have the other for me. You see what I'm saying?
I get you. That's why I said it was kind of hard for me to like just.
And it can be, but you gotta put thought into it. And that's the thing about these top 5s. Nobody's really, you know what I'm saying? You giving your answer in that moment.
It's different.
And again, I might have deeper answers than this moving forward, but for me, that's my top 5.
Yeah.
You know?
I definitely, hands down, I completely agree with you. I can't even I can't come back on that one though. You're really that's the deepest. Yeah, that's really deep though. And for you to have that mindset, especially being a young black male, is like absolutely, because I feel like especially in this society that we're living in right now, they love to break especially black men down.
Absolutely.
So for you to be mentally where you're at right now, it's amazing.
And it comes from experience. It comes from fucking up. It comes from being. You have to be realistic with yourself, and that's why I keep saying, you know, the stuff like even on the last little thing with the free game, fellas, we got to be realistic with yourselves. You can't be like, if I'm gonna get this bag, if I'm gonna build my business, my brand, my legacy, all this, you can't be learning about yourself. You always gonna be learning about yourself, but you need to understand who you are, where you are, and where the fuck you're going in your life. And you can't do that without being realistic. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's one of the things that I'm grateful about is that at 24, it take a lot of dudes to their late 30, they 40, whatever. I'm not finna be one of them dudes. By the time I'm 40, I'm trying to be on my cruise. I want to be renting out boats. You dig what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to be chilling with my wife and with my kid and saying, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to be like, I'm not waiting. I'm being on my shit now. If there's a time to do something, it is now.
Yeah, because
So,
tomorrow's not promised. So
it's not. You know what I mean? So, you know, there's going to be days where you're going to be tired. There's days where you're going to be tired of people, you know, dealing with different things. But, again, that comes with having a solid foundation. So, whether you're in a relationship or you're looking for a shorty, like, I know I can rely on my mom when I go in the house and call her to vent or, you know what I'm saying, or to thank her for making me the young man I am. You know what I mean? Like, there's always a silver lining in something. And I had to learn that the hard way. So, you know, be on your shit, fellas. And the same thing applies to you ladies, man. Like, be honest. Like, it's tough as shit, but it's worth it.
It is. It is. Now, I kind of want to tap back into what you were saying about, like, your top fives. Like, hold on a second. You know how, like, you were explaining how you like to be, like, expressive with your female, even or, like, around your fellas and stuff like that? Why do most men have a problem with that? Like, the moment they get, you know, like, they get around their men, they gotta act tough. Like, you know, even with their girl around. Instead of, like, okay, if she wants to kiss you, nah, you can't do it in front of your boys. You know what I'm saying?
That's corny to me. I'm not doing that. If you my girl, like, shit, I'm probably gonna leave the homies if I'm feeling that kind of way. You know what I'm saying? Like,
like, we need to step off real
and
quick.
it ain't got nothing to do with y'all, but I feel like taking my girl outside to, you know, somewhere.
Yeah.
And damn, that makes me think about the spontaneity part. That's what I wanted to be in my top 5, but again, all that shit works hand in hand. But for me, I don't care about, you know, they know me. I'm a very expressive person, so me being hugged up, kissing on my girl or whatever, that ain't, that's just Jamil, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Me being affectionate. If one that called me right now and I had, you know, 5 homies right here, oh, hold up, fellas, shut the fuck up. Like, I'm my niece on the phone. Like, I'm not.
Okay.
No, like, I'm not, like, y'all the homies and we gonna have our time, but when this woman called, when my mom called me, my shit, like, it's not finna be, oh, we talking crazy, all that. Again, I'm a different person around the women in my family versus now my partner. She's gonna see the wild side and she's gonna see the priorities. You see what I'm saying? She's gonna see how I put this woman first, you see what I'm saying? Like,
okay.
So it depends on the guy. That's just where I'm at in my life.
Okay.
And I'm not just saying this shit just to say it, but that's, if you ask any of my homies, like, you ask Kevin and them, they know how I get down. Like, I'll leave out the room, or, you know what I'm saying, leave out, like, whatever. I'm not a club person, but let London call me or something, like, oh, hey, boo-boo, you know what I'm saying, like, but that's just me, so,
okay.
That's my top 5. That's what I'm sticking with, even though with the spontaneity part in it. But y'all get us, again, all that stuff is interconnected. It works within each other.
It does.
So.
It does. I mean, you got to think that, like, it's hard to just generalize one thing because then it all goes together anyway, because there's different, you know, levels to that main thing. And then these little levels also can be connected to, like, all right, number 3 and something. So, yeah, it's kind of hard to just generalize, but.
Yeah, but I mean, and I joke about this with, you know, one of the female homies too. She's like, oh, if you have a little girl, she gonna have you wrapped around her finger. Yeah. She gonna, you know. We different with the little girls versus us. Like, if it was my son, he'd be like, oh, I cussed a little bit. All right, man, come here. Let me, you know, but, you know, I'm going to be very close with, you know, all my kids. Because, again, I understand where I'm at and where I want to go, and it's by experience. I want my kids to be, when they're 40, oh, yeah, we finna go see grandpa and them. You know what I'm saying? I want them to be like, I want my all of them, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Because I don't have the greatest relationship with my father. But, again, that doesn't have to be my life. You can change that.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
that's a message to you fellas.
I mean, it doesn't have to
like,
dictate your life neither.
Exactly.
For
so,
sure.
You know, whatever you guys go through, man, use that to your benefit, right? It ain't got to be, oh, I'm not cool with my father wasn't around. Learn from that shit, you know? So, again, I've been heartbroken, all that type of shit. Shit ain't finna define me.
If anything, it's just gonna sculpt you.
Exactly.
For sure.
The way you want it to scope you.
Yeah.
So, yeah. You know, with that being said, though, because we getting real deep, we gonna wrap up this episode. But I think this was a little bit deeper, a little bit more real.
I did. You definitely felt the level get a little bit different. It definitely got deeper in here.
You know, I wasn't joking as much, but I'm glad you got, because that's the point of this thing. It's about keeping it real, just as much as it's entertainment. It's real. It's honest. It's us.
Yeah,
you know?
For sure.
So the first episode, when I invited you on, I said you were a guest. But I'm pretty sure at this point we all know you like a co-host.
Yeah,
like that.
I got you. Yeah. I feel like it, to be honest. I'm always thinking of new ideas for us and stuff like that, too.
Exactly. And we finna get into a few more because we finna keep dropping some heat for y'all. I'm Jay Barlow, and this is
Jessica Krex.
This is the Uncut episode 4. We love y'all, man. Come back for some more heat. Peace.
See.
Just chill and sit back, baby. Yeah. Hey, look. R.I.P. to Nando. If I find them motherfuckers, I'll be emptying my ammo. Get that type of shit that make you wanna dim the lights, blow a blunt and light a candle. I'm at a Puerto Rican beach with some Puerto Rican bitches sipping lean and Gucci sandals. I hit Vegas and blew $100K. Damn, man, mama told me not to gamble.